Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at yet another awesome tank for Horus Heresy, and this time it's the SICARAN battle tank. It's Thursday, so that can only mean one thing at the moment. It's time for another reveal from the Warhammer community site for Horus Heresy, and today it's yet another tank, and this one looks like it's going to be a real beast. The previous tank we saw at Warhammer Fest, the Kratos, was my favourite model from the whole week, and so it's so cool to see another one here during this Horus Heresy Thursday reveal. This one doesn't look as detailed as the Kratos that we saw, but it definitely looks a lot more chunky, a lot hardier, and it looks like it's got some pretty powerful weapons on there. And in this video, we'll take a look at the photos of this model up close, and then we'll go through the data sheet so you can see the stats for it for 40k. So that's a great thing about this. You can already use it in Warhammer 40,000 because the rules exist. It's on the app, it tells us in the article, and you can also find them elsewhere. So here it is, the SICARAN tank in plastic, which is great news. It's certainly going to be a lot cheaper, or I hope so, than the Forge World alternatives. And we'll have a look at some of those images later on and check out the price on Forge World too. The article tells us that this is designed to be a high-speed destroyer tank to complement the Predator and the Land Raider. And I'll do a little comparison to the Predator later on because I like playing that with my Space Wolves, and so it's good to see the difference in point values and power values that these two tanks share. I love the idea that this is faster manoeuvrable, and with those slanted tracks there on each side, it just looks like it could certainly get across the battlefield pretty quickly. Although it is quite a chunky tank, it looks heavily armoured, comparing it to the Kratos tank we saw last week. This looks like it would be a lot faster. I just like the angles of this much more than this new one. Even though I like the new one, I do think they've nailed it with this. But it will be fun to have this tank alongside it. And I think I've got to look at which legion I'm going with. I might split the box set into two different legions. I'm thinking at the moment Sons of Horus and Raven Guard. But Raven Guard aren't heavy on tanks, so I might push the tanks more to the Sons of Horus, and then for the Raven Guard, hopefully we'll get a plastic Fire Raptor gunship. That would just be amazing. So yeah, I'd love to see that coming out in plastic too, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we might see it in the near future. And on that note, what unit or vehicle do you hope to see next coming out in the new range of Horus Heresy? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's get back to the SICARAN tank, and it tells us the weapon options are going to be pretty good with this. You're going to get the giant autocannon, and then the kit's going to come with a choice of heavy bolters, las cannons, heavy flamers, or Volkite culverins for the sponsons. On top of that is a choice of combi weapons, including a Havoc launcher, a multi-melter, a heavy bolter, or heavy flamer, and this can be used as a pintle-mounted weapon. I'm loving the sound of that. Lots of options to change the weapons. It's going to be easy to magnetize, I imagine, so then you can use it to fulfill different roles in your army. Hopefully these are all going to be released really soon. I can't wait to find out the release date for all these other models. Hopefully once the box set comes out next month, these will come soon after it. But one good thing to add from the article is that you can use this for both Loyalist Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines too. So that's really good. You can use it in whichever army you decide to build. But now we've had a look at the tank and the weapon options, let's have a look at the data sheet. So if we wanted to use it in Warhammer 40,000, we can go through the different options we have. So here it is, the SICARAN battle tank. It's going to be 10 power or 165 points, and then you've got a nice movement 14, weapon skill 6+, but ballistic skill 3+, that's nice. It's got a nice 14 wounds in total, and then a 2+ save. So I'm liking the look of the stats so far. Let's check out that autocannon. So this is going to have a 48-inch range, which is going to be brilliant if you play small games of 500 to 1,000 points. The type is heavy 6, strength is 7, and the AP is -2, and you're going to cause 3 points of damage there. If you want something a little bit higher in the strength, you can also add 2 las cannons to this. So that's going to be great, because that's going to bring the strength up to 9 on those weapons, -3 AP and D6 damage. So I think that'll be a real nice addition alongside that autocannon. And I think it'd be rude not to include the one Storm Bolter and that Hunter Killer missile that you're allowed to bring in too. For the power level, I think this is pretty great, and when you compare it to the Predator Annihilator, this is the one I like to play with my Space Wolves. there's not that much difference in points really. 35 more points or 2 extra power, that's going to get you an extra 2 movement, it's going to get you an extra 3 wounds, and your save is going to be a 2+ rather than a 3+ on the Predator. So that's some pretty good value there for the points. And then if we look at the weapons, let's just compare the main weapon. The autocannon has got that heavy 6 at 48-inch range, whereas the twin las cannon, 48-inch range, but it's only heavy 2. It is a bit stronger. It's potentially going to do a bit more damage. But I think points-wise, the SICARAN could definitely be the tank of choice if you just want to put one in a smaller army list. I love that this is coming out in plastic. Here's the Forge World images from the ones you could buy in the resin. And so, I mean, I think the colour scheme they've gone with this new range is really helping it. But when you look at the price, £92.50 for the different variants of SICARAN tanks, you know, that's quite a lot for one vehicle. And now in plastic, that price is going to come right down. But how cool is this Punisher? I really hope they bring this one out in plastic, because anything with a Gatling gun is fun to play. Rolling all those dice is awesome. And I love the data sheet for this Punisher. If we look at it here, the power level is only 9 on this and the points 155. So that's like really close to using it instead of the Predator there. There's not going to be a huge amount of difference. You can add some las cannons to the sponsons, but it's that Punisher rotary cannon, 36-inch range, heavy 18, strength 6, -1 AP. That's really good. I've got to say, I'm really getting into this Horus Heresy. I wasn't sure about it at first. I thought I wouldn't bother because I'm playing 40k a lot. But with the crossover, we can use all these models for 40k and try out a new rule set for what could be a really interesting game. I'm loving the look of the templates and things like that. So yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to with this. Really excited about seeing these new tanks each week. And hopefully next week we'll see that Fire Raptor gunship. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll keep bringing you updates as they're published with the Warhammer community so that we can keep up to date with all the exciting new developments for this new Horus Heresy edition. But if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.